Hey, I'm JD. Welcome to my channel. What do I got here today? I got myself an eBay buy. It took forever for this thing to arrive, but it is a pocket watch. Let's have a look at what this one is. Open a little bag here. It's a surprise. It's a secret pocket watch. What is this? It's got nice hands and a nice face. It's not too bad. It needs a little bit of cleaning. Elgin National Watch Company. That means it's old when it says National Watch Company. And I think there's marks on it, and there might be a bit of a crack in the crystal here. I'm not absolutely sure whether that's a crack or just dirt. Maybe dirt or a crack. I'll have to use Rodico to see if I can get rid of that, see what that actually is. And then I've got, let me see if I can turn this. This has got, yeah, there we go. Well, so this thing winds a little bit, and if I turn this around, what is it? Yes, this is for Sunny to look at. It is a Elgin Convertible pocket watch. So these pocket watches, these movements were invented, I think, in the 1880s, I believe, somewhere in the 1880s. I'm going to have to look it up so I don't BS you on this, but it's a very nice Elgin National Watch Company pocket watch, and the serial number here is 606532. So let's look that up. Holy crap, this watch is from 1879. That was a long time. It was way longer than I thought. So it's old. This is an old pocket watch, and there's the data on it. So it is a railroad grade pocket watch. Look at that. I don't think they had the railroad grade standard in 1879, even though they're saying it's a railroad grade pocket watch. I don't believe they had the railroad grade standard. Can you please correct me? It is adjusted, not to temperature. It's got a Moseley regulator on it. Quick train, barrel going, stem, gilt, movement finish, gilt, 15 joules. That's nice, and there were 7,000 of these in production. So that's not a lot back in those days when they made millions and millions and millions and millions, billions of miles away. Carl Sagan. Billions. 7,000, and run quantity on this was 1,000. Class 17, grade 79. So it is a Elgin pocket watch from way back. Oh my God. Let me see if I can grab this thing properly. All right, let me very carefully move this watch into position here. Just move this over just a bit right there. And then I can have a look at this watch. What the heck is going? What is this all about? This watch is so old, it was owned by a Tyrannosaurus Rex. That's how old this watch is. Amazing. Special shout out to Phil, who provided me with extra finger covers or decoration. Alrighty then, what constitutes a railroad grade pocket watch? So here it says, we call the attention of the trade, in particular that of the official railroad inspectors of watches. Inspectors, chief, it sounds a bit like Maxwell Smart. Chief, inspectors of watches missed me by that much, to the following resolution, which was passed by the inspectors of the inspectors. I better not go into Get Smart here. Anyway, of the Louisville and Nashville Railroad, I was a dinosaur earlier, at their meeting held in Nashville, April 10th, 1889. So the meeting was held in 89, yet this railroad grade watch comes from what? What does it come from? It comes from, sorry about the thing here, 1879. So if this came from 1879, how the heck did. I got to get that other picture up here quickly here. There we go. How the heck in 1879 this was built? So is it a railroad grade watch? Because in 1889 is when they got together and discussed this. So resolved that the efficiency and reliability of railway timepieces demand the use of the best quality of watches. Therefore, it is the sense of those present that the inspectors interpret the general time inspection order as meaning the minimum standard of excellence to be the following. You dare to question the king? Beware of your head, my friend. Of the follow. Okay, E. Howard Company, all grades accepted. So, Elgin National Watch Company, the B.W. Raymond watch, which is not the one you're looking at right now, the Waltham, or Waltham, if you're if you're that guy, Appleton, Tracy, Illinois Bun Special, or the Bun. And I found the difference between the Bun and the Bun Special. They had a Bun and Bun Special argument on the interweb the other day. So, the Hampton, Perry, Columbus, blah, 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 Aurora, Jabba Dabba Doo. I'm going to just scroll down here and see if there's any more. EW, so there we go. Pennsylvania Railroad, blue. There's a schedule in case you want to jump on a train. And what was this all about? So, lever set. So these watches had to be lever set. And the best railroad watches at the time, yabba dabba doo, pendant set, yabba dabba doo. There's a nice pocket watch there. There's the lever for the lever set mechanism. Another iconic feature of the watch. That's all, folks. There's a Hamilton, beautiful Hamilton watch. There were giant numbers for old people. And Waltham and Illinois, they all have giant numbers for old people. There's the Ball, Official Railroad Cleveland. Although the Ball didn't make watches, they made standards. So other people made watches, and maybe they made watches for the Ball Company. So there we go. So mechanically speaking, a number of performance reliability features. Most had a fixed regulator to avoid timekeeping variation from impact. Double roller balance wheel avoided outgoing action. Overbanking. It's not called overbanking. It is not called overbanking. Even the railroad people don't know what overbanking is. Overbanking is when the balance goes all the way around and hits the pallet fork mouth on the other side. That's overbanking. So when it goes out of position, what's it called? Out of something. Anyway, it's when it jumps out of the mouth and ends up on the other side by accident, and then you cannot operate the watch at all. Often called overbanking. Wrong. 19 or more joules. So this thing is not 19 joules, right? If I look at the back, let me just turn this thing around again here. Turn this watch around, and then the database, I think it said 17 joules, so it's not 19 joules. It needs to timekeeping adjustment in 5 or more positions to make sure the watch is kept accurate time regardless of orientation. So don't know. It says it's adjusted to position, so maybe could be something there. Adjustment for temperature, it's not adjusted to temperature to ensure accuracy in a variety of climates, like up here in Canada, where you can freeze your arse off. Many railroad watches said solid gold or gold-plated gear trains, not this one here. The joule settings and joule settings to reduce the effects of magnetism and tarnish, and they featured magnetically resistant balance wheels and hairsprings and adjustment for isochronism. Oh me, oh my. Oh me, oh my. And the advanced cap jewel covers. How advanced do you get, right? So here's the choke here. The picture, there's all the stuff they were referring to. So this one here is adjusted to 6 positions, not 5, 6, which is way more than 5. 21 joules. These are the joules in the center here, where the rubies. Back in the old days, they were rubies. Now they're synthetic. This is a bun special, but it looks like it's written on there. But maybe it's, yeah. Anyway, looks a bit Photoshoppy. And there's the balance there with isochronism. The regulator is here. So anyway, that's your typical railroad grade watch. So I'm having a little bit of a doubt. There's a 992B Hamilton. This is absolutely a railroad grade watch. And there's another one, railroad grade watch. This is what, in Illinois? Maybe, or Waltham. I'm not sure what this says. It's a Waltham. And this one here is another one, adjusted to 5 positions. Father of Time. Father of this summer, once only in theaters this summer, Father of Time. That's the movie guy. So that's a Illinois pocket watch, I think, here. And then there's some nice, there's an Elgin. So this is the wind indicator on the top, and it says wind indicator. And I was like, okay, how does this thing determine the strength of the wind? I gotta tell you, how does it determine the strength of the wind? It's wind. And turns out wind and wind are spelt the same because only the English language would screw that up. Wind and wind spelt the same. No wonder I was so shitty in high school for spelling. That's why I took engineering, because I couldn't spell, because they made all the letters and names and words the same. Oh my God, stop it. Elgin. You call it Elgin in the US. Up here in Canada, we call it Elgin. Every time I called it Elgin in a video, you guys would give me shit. So I started calling it Elgin. Now when I talk to people in Canada, they go, Elgin. It's Elgin. And I get slapped. And here's another one with another wind indicator. Oh yeah. So the wind indicators are a special gearing that are attached or touching the mainspring barrel. And it determines how much power you have left. And a typical pocket watch, a good pocket watch, will last for 40 hours. A bad one will have a broken spring and not work at all. So there you go. So there's the wind indicator. And when you reinstall these things, you got to make sure they're installed properly. Otherwise, the little arrow will go up on the top and you won't understand the power left on anything. So there you go. That's the information. And I would say, this watch here, is it lever set? Is it lever set? This is the question is. Is the question is. I had a professor used to say that. What is the question is? So there appears to be a Leave It to Beaver lever on the side. A Leave It to Beaver lever right here. Look at that. There seems to be a lever of some sort right there. And it's so ungrabbable, I probably can't even grab it. Is that even a lever? I don't even know if that's a lever. It's a little thingamajobby doohickey, and I don't think it's a lever. Oh my God, what is that thing? Maybe it is a lever. I gotta get my fingernail underneath it here. Is this gonna lever out on me? Or am I screwed? Let me look in the camera. Is that a lever? I don't think that's a lever. That's no stinking lever, that's a button. So I'm not sure what that button is for, actually. If you press on it, what happens? Everything goes to poop. Nope, nothing happens. This thing won't move. Doesn't seem like there's a grabber on the side end of it unless it's broken, but it is not a lever. It's something else. This will be investigated when I strip this watch down for cleaning. Now to wind this watch, because these convertible pocket watches were built so you could basically have the pennant on top at the 12 o'clock position, or for a hunter watch, they would be at the 3 o'clock position. So the 12 would move this way and would be at and this would be at the 3 o'clock position, so you could put it in the case with a lid on it for a hunter watch. So I just happen to have a key on my bench today, and it's got nice hands on it, and there's a good separation, but I'm still not sure how to set it, because I think that button has something to do with it, and maybe it is a lever. So this here winds the watch, but it's not going to run. It wants to do something, because you can see the balance just sort of wanting to click. So this needs to be cleaned. And when you flip positions on this thing, this little jobby doohickey here, and someone else can give a better explanation of these watches, but this jobby doohickey pulls up to interact with this jobby doohickey, and then that allows you to set the time on the watch. So there's some jobby doohickey stuff happening there. And I know, where is that enacted? Where do you do that? How do you do that? What do you do that? Where do you do that? I know it's this thing here. I just don't know how it works. And there's no lever here. It's broken. Maybe it's broken off. Who knows? But this would normally just push this upward like this. And then the gear itself, this gear itself, would interact with the center wheel here. And then the center wheel, see if I can apply a little pressure to it, would set the time. See that? I'm doing that with the skin of my finger to set the time. So this will be stripped down, and this allows you to just flip the configuration of this watch if you need to. The problem with these movements is that you can't find a case for them. It's like they made exactly the right amount of cases for the movements back in the day, and then they ran out of cases and they stopped making them. So my buddy Sonny out there in Watchland can explain to me what this thing here does. So Sonny, I'm begging you, do I pull that out? Is it broken? Because it looks like there might be a metal fatigue issue on this thing. It looks like it could be broken, because I don't think it goes out. It doesn't pull out. It doesn't want to pull out, because I think you pull that out. I know you don't push it in. Oh, there we go. Oh, I grabbed it. Look at that. I got it. And when you pull that out, if you look at that wheel in the center, or look at that other wheel I told you about earlier, see that going up? That wheel now has gone up. And now this, when I turn this around, so I did get the lever out. My God, that was difficult. Hopefully the train isn't coming. Now when I turn this, the stem, it sets the time. There we go. So it is lever set. It is lever set. It is adjusted. I don't know how many positions, but it is adjusted. So it's meeting quite a few of these standards for being a railroad grade. The Pocket Watch database says it's a railroad grade. This is a pain in the butt to pull out, though. Oh my God. So I don't need you to kick in on this one, Sonny. I figured it out. So when you see how this pops up right here, this right here, let me point to it again. This right here pops up so that this gear can interface with the center wheel gear, and then all is good. And then when I push it in, you'll see it go down. There we go. Keen. So this is an example of when the engineering team wasn't busy enough and senior management went down on the floor and said, hey, guys, I got an idea. And then senior management went to the whiteboard and started drawing crap. And the engineers are going, oh my God, this is a real distraction for what we're supposed to be doing. And then he finished drawing all this stuff because he thought of this great idea of making this convertible Elgin pocket watch that everybody would just love, because you could do it in the 12 o'clock or the 3 o'clock position. It could be in a hunter case. It could be anything. And so the engineers designed it. They built a bunch of them, only 7,000 of them in this run, this particular run. And then management went back to collecting bonuses, and the engineers were like, that's exactly what they did. You could hear them all at the same time. There's probably 400 of them going. And then from there on in, management was never allowed to return to the engineering floor to make decisions on a whiteboard, and they're relinquished from engineering activities, and they came up with the term chief engineer, a guy who is super smart, who never wants to be a manager because he doesn't want to deal with humans, because humans can be painful, let me tell you. So that's it. This is the watch. I got to stop babbling right now. I hope you enjoyed this video and have a great day. Give me all kinds of comments because I love them. And I'll see you later. Bye-bye. I'm JD here. Please subscribe. Please hit like. And please believe me.